Have you ever been shopping for a computer, staring at a list of specs and your eyes just kind of glaze over? You see things like Windows 11 Home, Windows 11 Pro, and you're thinking, what's the difference? Which one do I actually need? Well, it's a super common question. So let's dive in and decode this stuff once and for all.
And this is really the biggest question for most of us, right? Windows Home or Pro? Is that Pro label just some fancy marketing? Or are you actually getting stuff you'll use that's worth paying extra for? We're going to break down exactly what that extra money gets you so you can decide for yourself.
All right, let's get right into the main event. For pretty much everyone buying a PC, this is the #1 decision you're going to make: Home Edition or Pro Edition.
And here they are, our two main contenders. You'll see these logos on laptops, desktops, and on the boxes if you're building your own PC. On the surface, they look pretty much the same, but trust me, the important differences are all under the hood.
So here's the bottom line. Windows Home is built for home. It's got everything you need for browsing the web, doing homework, streaming movies, all that good stuff. But the key thing is, you can't connect it to a corporate network, what's called a domain. It's also missing some serious security tools like BitLocker, which encrypts your entire hard drive. Now, Windows Pro has everything Home has, but it adds those crucial business-level features. If you need to log into your office network, or you want to lock down your data with powerful encryption, or maybe remotely access your desktop from another computer, Pro is the only way to fly. It's really for small business owners, developers, and the real power users out there.
Okay, now let's pop the hood for a minute and talk about something really foundational: the system architecture. Think of this as the actual engine in your car. Now, pretty much all new computers are 64-bit, but understanding the difference is key to seeing just how powerful modern PCs have become.
See, back in the day, with 32-bit systems, your computer hit a wall at 4 GB of RAM. That was it. You could install more, but the system literally couldn't see it or use it. It was a hard limit.
Now check out this jump. A modern 64-bit system can handle, in theory, up to 2 terabytes of RAM. That's not just a small step up, that's a colossal leap. It's more than 500 times the old limit. This is what lets us run all the crazy demanding apps and multitask like mad today. And here's one of the most brilliant parts of 64-bit Windows. I bet you've seen these two folders if you've ever poked around your computer. The regular program files is for all your new modern 64-bit apps. That x86 folder, that's a special place for all your older 32-bit software. So what this means is your brand new computer can run the latest and greatest software, but it can also run that old program you still rely on. It's the best of both worlds.
Okay, so you've picked your edition, but how you own that software is just as important. Now, I know this sounds like boring fine print, but getting your head around the difference between an OEM and a retail license can honestly save you a bunch of money and headaches later on.
Most computers you buy from a store come with what's called an OEM license. The easiest way to think about it is like the stereo that came with your car from the factory. It's part of the car, it's married to that specific machine, and it lives and dies with that machine. You can't just take it out and move it to a new computer. A retail license, on the other hand, is the one you buy yourself from a store. This is like buying a fancy new sound system for your car. When you get a new car, you can take that system out and install it in the new one. A retail Windows license belongs to you, not the computer, and you can absolutely transfer it to your next PC.
And the whole process is actually pretty simple. You just make sure the license is deactivated on the old PC, install Windows on your new rig, and then activate it. A lot of the time, all you have to do is sign in with your Microsoft account, and boom, it recognizes your license. That flexibility is really what you're paying for.
So, we've covered Home and Pro, which is what most of us will ever need. But there's another level up for the really big leagues. We're talking major corporations, universities, that kind of thing. Let's take a quick peek at Windows Enterprise.
Yeah, you're not going to find a box for Windows Enterprise at your local electronics store. It's all handled through what's called volume licensing, using special corporate portals just like this one. This is all about making it possible to deploy and manage Windows on hundreds or even thousands of computers all at once.
And as you'd expect, Enterprise is just loaded with heavy-duty tools for IT departments. Things like App Locker, which lets an admin control exactly what software can run on a computer, or Direct Access for super secure remote connections. It's all about security and large-scale management.
All right, time for a little tech trivia. Have you ever been looking around online and seen a version of Windows with a big N on the end of its name? What do you think that N could possibly stand for? Well, the story behind it is actually pretty cool.
That N stands for Not with Media Player.
Seriously. Years ago, the European Union hit Microsoft with an antitrust ruling, saying that bundling Windows Media Player with the operating system was unfair to competitors. So to comply with the law, Microsoft had to create these special N versions just for the European market that ship without any media playing apps. You can add them back in later, but they don't come installed from the start.
Okay, we've decoded the versions, we get the architecture, we understand the licenses, let's bring it all home. When it's time to actually get the OS running, you basically have two main paths you can take.
Your choice is between a clean install and an in-place upgrade. A clean install is like moving into a brand new house. It completely wipes the drive clean. No old files, no old settings, nothing. It's the best way to get a truly fresh start, especially on a new PC or if you think you've got some malware. An in-place upgrade is more like renovating your current house. You install the new Windows right on top of the old one, and it does its best to keep all your files, your apps, and your settings right where you left them. This is definitely the easiest way to go from Windows 10 to Windows 11 on the same computer.
And there you go. Now you're equipped to decode all that tech jargon. You know the real difference between Home and Pro, you know why 64-bit is king, and you know what kind of license you're getting. So the question is, the next time you're shopping for a new computer, what will you be looking for?